welcome back to the channel, guys. This is episode 14 of the HX Stomp tones, and it's been fun so far. Today we have Heartbreaker by Led Zeppelin, one of my favorite songs and one of my favorite bands. Now, before we get into the tone, two important things. So this is the first time in the HX Stomp series I'm actually including a sample of the same riff played on my tube amp, and it's been recorded straight through my isolation cabinet to give you a like-for-like comparison as to how the HX Stomp compares to a tube amp cranked up with no pedals, no reverb, no effects, nothing. So that's towards the end of the video. Starting what you heard is basically the HX Stomp. So do a comparison between the two if you want. And the second thing is I'm also doing another video on Heartbreaker because there's a very tricky tone. And this was not recorded in a Marshall, as most people think. This was actually recorded on a Rickenbacker solid state amp. So I'm trying to emulate, the recording in that video, wherein two mics, one room, and this is a new studio. So obviously I can do all these experiments. So two mics, one room mic, one closed mic, SN57, and see how it sounds. Now, I do these tone videos every week and I do this for fun. So there's no monetization or sponsorship or anything of that sort. This is pure fun. So please express your support by hitting that subscribe button, and that motivates me basically to come out with new tone videos every day. Okay, so basically before we get into the patch, there's a very generic Jimmy Page patch for that matter. What I have done in the patch is I've played with the EQ and added a hint of tube echo. So basically to emulate the two mic technique that Jimmy Page often uses. So there's a generic patch, so it gets the job done for a lot of Led Zeppelin numbers. Sounds good. It at least sounds possible. Or so gets the job done beautifully. So it's a very generic patch, and as far as the guitar is concerned, it is not sure whether Jimmy Page actually used his 59 Les Paul or he used his Dragon Teddy on this. There are when I do the main Heartbreaker tone emulation, the actual recording technique, I'll experiment with my Teddy as well as my PAF voiced Les Paul. But for this, I've taken the middle path. I'm using my Les Paul with P90. So it's a fat single coil sound. So I'm neither in the Teddy territory nor in the Les Paul PAF territory, but in between. Now, as far as the main patch is concerned, Jimmy Page actually was famous for using the range master, and there is a deranged master on the HX Stomp, but I'm not using that. If you actually go and read about the tone itself, and I'm going to leave a link of that article down below for you to read, he went for a ratty sound. That's the term used. So I'm actually using a Proco rat in the front instead of a deranged master. As far as the amp, I'm using the Brit Plexi Bright, which is my go-to amp in the HX Stomp, because for me that sounds closest to a Marshall, and I love my tube amps. So my tube amps are a Marshall voiced amp, a Fender voiced amp, and a Fender Bassman voiced amp. So out of all the Marshall emulations in HX Stomp, I find the Brit Plexi Bright the most authentic for that matter. I'm actually using an impulse response. I'm using a own hammer with a dual mic emulation. This was gifted to me by one of the subscribers. But for those who are watching the video, I'm actually including a free IR for you to download, which is a Marshall 1960A cabinet, which sounds beautiful, and I've been using that for quite some time. And as I told you, on the delay side, I'm actually using an analog echo but with the mix as low as 7%, and the parameters, the screenshots will be towards the end. This is to basically emulate a dual mic differential without affecting the phase. Now on the EQ side, that's exactly, that's where I'm actually getting the growl from. I'm actually boosting my 93 hertz, which is basically giving me a fatter tone, and I'm actually boosting my 2 kilohertz, which is again a very harmonic rich area. So basically the two end spectrums of the EQ, I'm kind of boosting the gain on that. So that gives me a fuller sound. So that's pretty much the patches. All the screenshots will be towards the end for you to try out. I can include the patch itself. There are two reasons why I'm not. Number one, patch made by me in your ecosystem, in your environment, with your guitar, with your monitors or amps or whatever that you're using will not sound the same. Second, there's a paid IR on this. So that's the reason I included the free IR for you to download if at all you want an IR. And all these patches are basically starting points to the skeleton for the tone itself. So you're free to tweak it around to achieve the same tone or slightly better. Mention in the comment if there's something which I can do in the tone to make it sound a little better. And as usual, guys, I would be doing more videos with this new home studio coming around. This is the new residence. Next week, I'm actually doing a video on the world's cheapest pedal board that I have put together from a fully functional perspective, versatility and functionality, kept in mind because of all the pedals that I came out, which was in the storage. So do check it out, and thank you so much for tuning in.